Welcome back to the Retro Wave. I am your host, El Tiburon, and it is the 50th anniversary of the original Jaws. With me, you can't talk about sharks, Jaws, any kind of a fish in the sea without talking to my buddy Tylord Stevenson, the professor. What's going on, Tylord?
Oh, just glad to be here. It's an honor to be here. Been looking forward to this ever since the last time we did this with Zomberry and PWM. This is like deja vu. I'll try not to go on as long as we did last time. I think we went like 6 hours. I'll try to calm down this time. I could talk about Jaws for days. Glad to be here, though. Thanks for inviting me again.
Yeah, you got it. And you mentioned Zomberry, a guy that hasn't been on the pod in a while. I think it's been over a year. What's going on, Zomberry?
Yeah. It's been a while, but it's really, really happy to be back. I'm glad I'm here, and I'm honored that you guys asked me to be on here. And the good thing is, it's been so long, and I'm so old that I forgot everything I said the last time we talked about Jaws. So this will be all fresh content to me, at least.
It has been a while because we did it on PWM's YouTube channel 2022. Right? 2023, sometime around there. Yeah,
probably 22.
Yeah, we're all in our 40s, and I forgot what I had for breakfast. With me too, another guest. He knows nothing about the Jaws movies. He's never seen any of them, I think. But he's kind of like, he just said it right now. I'll be kind of like Jamie, like Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe Rogan has a Jamie, an assistant. Why can't I? This small time podcast have one. So I got the Billster here.
Wow.
In the Jamie Ed McMahon role on the retro.
Well, I do like sharks and I'm scared of them, so.
So before we get started, let's if you guys got something to drink, a beverage, your water, your Mucinex, whatever you got over there. There's a toast to the Jaws movies right here. What Tyler's got a Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything shark.
Billy and I got the Steve Austin IPAs. What do you got?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to go grab a beer.
Go grab one. We're recording. We're not live.
I have a Gatorade. Okay.
Go get one. As Zomberry walks away, well, I'll let you get. I'll let Billy talk since he knows the least about it, because he did say he does have some connections to the Jaws shark. So tell us about, you haven't seen the movies, right?
I'm sure I've seen it back in the days, but I have no recollection of any of them, really.
But what's
you'll know all about them after this. But
so what was your connection to just Jaws, the Jaws shark?
For me, would be going to Universal Studios and theme park and having the Jaws be one of the scariest rides I remember as a kid. Jumping on that ride, you got in the water, and then that big ass shark would come out and scare the shit out of you. And that was enough to not want to go back to Universal Studios. But it was a theme park, that was Jaws, and it was just scary. Even though I'm sure now if I went back, it would be so robotic that I wouldn't be so scared. But as a kid, it's just scary. But I do remember kind of seeing the movies a little bit, but I can't remember too much. But I think that movie for sure installed a lot of fear in sharks from a lot of people. So,
Hell yeah.
Although I hear they're friendly. Wink, wink.
Just punch them in the nose.
Just punch them. That's right. Punch them in the nose and don't be on your period while you're swimming.
What you go get, Zomberry? What you go break out?
So I'm going to match Tylord's with my own Voodoo Ranger.
Oh, excellent.
The Juicy Haze.
Is that a fun size Voodoo Ranger? That's like the fun size one.
6-packer?
Yeah, just a regular can size. I took him camping. So
nice.
Cheers.
All right, Zomberry. Tell us, what do the Jaws movies mean to you? Introduction. Where are they in your heart?
I think I didn't see the first Jaws movie until after I played the Jaws NES game. So that's where mine sort of started. And after playing the game, I was like, oh, I got to see this movie. So it was, I don't even remember what year it was, probably 92, 93, later on. But being in Oklahoma, I have no fear of sharks, so it's not something I ever had to think of when I got into the water until I was in my late 20s and working in California for a couple months. But I definitely thought about it when I was out at the beach.
Oh, I didn't know you worked in California. Where in California?
The LA area. So we stayed over in Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that.
But then that's where my uncle stayed. But we worked all around the LA campuses. We'd go to Pepperdine and Long Beach and UCLA and worked a lot of college campuses and unfortunately probably swindled people out of their money for magazine subscriptions. It was terrible.
You were sharks, huh?
Oh yeah, we were sharks out there.
Magazine sharks.
Yeah, and that it would lead me to a really long story of getting stranded out there when I quit, and it's a wild thing that maybe one day I'll tell it.
You got stranded out in California?
Yeah, slept on the street for a couple nights, and
what?
It was insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, Tylord. I feel like this is the moment you've lived your whole life for. Tell us about these Jaws movies. What do they mean to you?
These are everything. The guy Tylord, you wouldn't know the same guy if I'd never seen Jaws movies. Like Jaws movies were my life. Like most kids were into Transformers and G.I. Joe and He-Man. I liked all that stuff too, but for me it was Jaws all the day. I watched way more Jaws movies than anything else. Maybe James Bond movies. But the Jaws movies I was all about them. First, I saw them all in order too, so I was lucky enough to see the first one, and then I watched all of them after that, and I didn't realize at the time how much better the first one was. I just watched all of them, and I loved all of them. But I understood later on, like, wow, the first one's far superior than the sequels. But at the time, I just loved them. I would watch them all back to back all over. So I love these movies. Probably it was a good start for cinema because it's a well-made movie. So I think that's probably why I liked it so much. It's not like it's like a B movie or something. It's like really high quality, directed well, great acting, high budget. Not the highest budget, but a good Hollywood budget, blockbuster. Like one of probably the top, the father of all like summer blockbusters there. So I think I had a good start to watching movies with these Jaws movies. I think I got off to a good start.
Yeah, very cool. Hey, we have a new entrant in the ocean.
Ah, yeah.
We got the Zomster, Zombiejlt1. Well, we're already recording zombies, so you jump in. Can you hear us?
Yep, sure can. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Welcome.
So we're all just going around and talking about what the Jaws movies mean to you. So what do they mean to you? Putting you on the spot as soon as you jump in.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're a big part of my childhood. Let me tell you. Of course, I grew up watching the original, thinking that was the only one, and then my aunt introduced me to the sequels. Unfortunately, I saw them out of order as a kid. So for the longest time, I always thought it was Jaws 1, Jaws the Revenge, and then 3, and then oddly 2. So I was like, wait a minute, what happened here? And strangely enough, them all being shown around the same time, just out of sync, and then my cousins had the video game, of course. Yeah, I mean, it was a summer staple for us all the time, and then eventually became a 4th of July staple, which I still uphold to this day. Every 4th of July, we're watching the Jaws film. If we have time to watch the sequels, we usually try to do that, but we always watch the first film.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You got to watch the fourth one. You got to watch at Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It does take place at Christmas.
That's cool. We have a Zomberry and a Zombiejlt1. It's like, what's that movie? Zombie with the shark fighting the the zombie.
Yeah, zombie Lucio Fucci's. We got two zombies and two sharks up in here.
Watching them out of order like that takes me back to a few other series that we've reviewed, and we talk about the timeline. Like, that had to be a wild thing to think that it went 1, 4, 3, then 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me too. I watched them out of order. I always thought, when we ranked them a few years ago, and I started watching like part 2 and part 4. I was like, oh man, I have watched these movies, but I think I watched those before the original Jaws. Like the original Jaws, I don't think I watched it until late teens, my 20s. I thought Jaws 4 and Jaws 2 were. I somehow in my head put them together, and I thought that was the Jaws movie in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, because you think when you hear the word revenge that's got to imply some direct sequel, and it does, but then it doesn't, because revenge kind of ignores 3, but then it's also supposed to be a direct sequel to 2, but then they said no, 3's part of the canon as well. So like, how does that work exactly?
Yeah.
Was Revenge of the Nerds part 2? Maybe that's why.
I don't know. Was it? Which one was Revenge of the Nerds?
That was the first one, right?
That was the first one.
Was that the first
It was
one?
just called
Oh, okay.
Revenge of the Nerds.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Sorry.
Freddy's Revenge was part 2 of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Ah. There's no Jaws Reckoning, unfortunately. Isn't there always
I
like movies
wish.
with Reckoning, like a sequel?
I wish. Yeah, there's always a reckoning.
I'm waiting for that, like
Yeah.
Jaws, the resurrection.
There you go.
Or,
Jaws in
The
Space.
Jaws in
Jaws
space.
Jaws in space. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a freaking Dollar Tree Jaws in space, like some shark in space movie.
Yeah, either
Jaws
of those.
X.
Yeah, Jaws X.
All right, well, we're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna rank our the movies from number 4 to number 1. I'm gonna put you on the spot, Zombiejlt1, even though you just jumped in. What's your, I guess, your least favorite? I don't know if you love all 4 of them, but which one would you put at the number 4 spot?
I do love all of them for a couple of different reasons. Mostly the nostalgia goggles. But if I have to choose them in a specific order, I'm going to say number 4 for me would be Jaws 3D.
Jaws 3D. But you love it.
Although, yeah, I do. But I think compared to the other films, which kind of get things going, Jaws 3D takes a while to kind of establish itself. And yeah, it's cool. It takes place at SeaWorld. And, I hope when I go, I see a killer shark. But it really takes a while to just get things going and to initiate the idea of how a shark managed to get there. So it's very slow compared to the other films. And even Jaws Revenge gets your attention in the first 5-10 minutes, with what happens. So although I like the story for Jaws 3, I feel like it's the slowest entry.
Okay. What about you, Zomberry? What you got at number 4?
So I'm going to have to go with number 4 for number 4. Yes, it does get going pretty fast with an attack, but you can't really tell what's going on. A lot of the attacks are shaky cam, just blood everywhere. You can't really see what's happening. And the story and the plot just kind of lose it for me. I know it doesn't have to make sense. You're supposed to suspend your, but I don't get the shark following them to the Bahamas, knowing that they have this psychic connection with the mom. And so now the mom is psychic and Jaws knows where she is. Maybe she's tracking but then it's revenge for what? Killing his buddies. I don't know if they were all part of.
Do they ever explain that?
They don't travel in pods, so I don't know if it's revenge for who.
They never explain if that's his son or the.
It's explained in the novel. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the relationship?
Okay, it's the baby of the second shark, right? Zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby of Jaws 2?
Yeah.
But then sharks don't ever take care of their young,
Uh.
and so they would never know their mother.
Yeah.
And that's why retconning 3 didn't make sense, because you could kind of see where that was going with Jaws 3 having a mama shark and a baby shark. Like, oh, maybe the baby that survived in Jaws 3D is the one out for revenge in 4. But 4 retcons 3. So it's supposed to go 1, 2, 4, according to the canon.
Yeah, that's the trilogy there. Like 3 is just like a what do you call it? A different universe.
Yeah, what
alternate universe.
Yeah.
So in the book, was Chief Brody alive in 4?
No, he was dead. I think it was written off of the screenplay because they couldn't get Roy Scheider. He would not come back. So I think they did write him out in the screenplay.
Oh,
yeah,
crazy. All right, what do you got at number 4?
I think they originally wanted Roy Scheider to be the guy. That would have hit really hard if Roy Scheider was the guy that got killed when he went to go get the log out of the buoy. That would have hit really hard. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't even gotta ask Tylord. I know Tylord loves all of them. But what's your? I know, so I'm not even gonna ask. Do you love your number 4? I know you do.
Yeah, I love.
What
I
is
absolutely
your?
Love
What
it.
is it? What do you have to put at number 4?
Jaws 3D is my number 4, and I love it. Like, look at my YouTube channel. Like, it's just all Jaws 3D or Jaws 3 on my YouTube channel. Like like ever since I started YouTube, I would cut up little edits for Jaws 3. So yeah, Jaws 3 is my least favorite, but I love it. And I would say just for the same reason as Zombie, it doesn't quite grab your attention. Other than like the setting's really awesome, and it has like Lou Gossett Jr. is like my favorite actor, and he's in it. And I like Dennis Quaid. I like all the acting, all the characters, but something about it, maybe just because I like that trilogy, the 1, 2, 4, and it's kind of out of place. But man, I still love the Jaws 3 universe, and I love the setting and all the characters in there and all the acting. I just love Jaws. They're in it. Not too many kills, but there is a lot of gore. I remember that was the scariest one for me when I was a kid because they had the dead body. It was really grotesque. And the guy getting chomped on by the shark's gullet at the end. So I thought that the death was pretty creative of the shark. So I love Jaws 3D, and it was. I know it's a lot of people hate the movie. It's like a big joke, but I just really love. I just really love it. It's actually not really a B movie or anything. Like, it's high budget. I think it's like $20 million. Joe Alves, that was the second unit director of the first 2 movies, directed it, and it had written. I think it was co-written by Richard Matheson. So it's not like a crappy movie. It just doesn't really isn't really. I think maybe if it had been rated R, it would have been a little better. But you don't get too many kills in it. I think So number 3 is my least favorite, but I still love it.
Have you ever seen it in 3D? Like, actually seen it in 3D?
No, I think there might be a new print of it in 3D. Is there? But I haven't seen it. I don't have a 3D TV.
Yeah. Have any of you guys seen it in 3D? Jaws 3D?
Yeah, you don't need a 3D TV. You just need some old school 3D glasses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they converted it to that new 3D.
No.
Not yet. But yeah, that's how I saw it, using the paper.
Oh, okay, cool. I never saw it like that. I did have the trading cards where you could put the 3D glasses on and look at the little pictures.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You see Lou Gossett in 3D or what?
Yep.
Yeah, for me, I got Jaws 3D. 3D at my number 4. I'm not gonna lie. I think I don't like this movie. I don't like Jaws 3D. I don't like it. But you know what? And remembering it, I remember I was afraid of going to SeaWorld because of this fucking movie. Because I was like, fuck, if I go to SeaWorld, the Jaws is going to be there.
Yeah.
So
that was the cool part for me, though. Like, I would want to see Jaws there. Would I want to get eaten? Hell no. But, I like the idea of the shark breaking into SeaWorld.
Yeah,
Something about that sounds like an 80s plot to me.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I guess it's almost like a remake of the second Creature of the Black Lagoon, which is the same premise. And then later on, Jurassic World, I was so hyped for Jurassic World. Like, yeah, this is going to be like a super high budget, polished Jaws 3, and it kind of was.
Well, it looks like they took some of that and when they made the Meg 2.
Yeah, the Meg 2, yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Some notes I put for Jaws 3D, I wrote, anyone still play Standoff? That's the people still play that at bars? Is this game where they hold, like, you, like, pin each other's hands, and I don't know, you have to disbalance them or something?
Yeah, get them to move their feet.
Yeah.
Like by your
You're
hands.
pushing each other? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Did they make that up for the movie, or is
I
that
don't know.
thing?
Maybe over there in Florida they do that. Or are you in?
So that was the plot of the Jaws 3D. They go to SeaWorld?
The Jaws the shark breaks into the SeaWorld and
This did kind of grab my attention there once you said that.
I put the shark doesn't look as good in this one compared to the other movies.
Yeah, I think this is the worst looking shark out of all of them.
Especially the 3D. When it's in 3D, I was like, oh, it looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Which goes but it's the biggest. It's the biggest, though. It's 35 feet. It's the biggest one.
35 feet? How many tons is that?
Probably 5 tons. I don't know.
And I put the shot of the performers being followed by the shark is cool. So I like that. The water skiers.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that part. Yeah.
The little fin comes out. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where is that SeaWorld?
That's in. It's not on the ocean. It's in Orlando, right?
Oh, that's Orlando.
Like, in the movie, it's fake. Like there's not really a lagoon that connects to the ocean.
No, Orlando's pretty far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But is this the start of the Brody family having this psychic connection to sharks? Because
you would think so. Yeah, you would think
it's Michael,
started in this one because they went all the way down to Florida to get this.
Right.
But they never really touch on that in this one.
No, they don't. It's just kind of like, oh, by coincidence, Michael happens to be working there now, and a shark gets into the park. You know.
Does anybody know, like, did SeaWorld regret, like, allowing the Jaws movie to be there? Like, I wonder did it hurt sales? Because I was afraid of going to SeaWorld.
Like Zombie said, I don't have one near me, but I wanted to go because of this movie. I thought they really had that undersea kingdom. They're like, oh, that'd be so awesome to go to the undersea kingdom with all the tunnels. I don't think they had anything until years later.
Yeah.
I feel like after the first one, they did a lot of promotional spots, know, for marketing. So they did like the Holiday Inn, in part 2, and they did like everybody's drinking Coke everywhere you look.
Yeah.
And so now they have SeaWorld. Like a lot of people help pay for this movie.
Wasn't Shamu? Is that in SeaWorld?
Oh, Shamu was in it. Yeah, Shamu was in it.
Oh,
but
he is?
It's not the real Shamu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's an imposter Shamu.
Yeah,
it's a Roy Burns Shamu.
Roy Burns playing. Yeah, Roy Burns playing Shamu.
That was my nickname for my brother.
Shamu.
He didn't like it too much.
All right, since we're at we finished off the number 4, just like we did with Leprechaun. We gotta watch the trailer to Jaws 4 since we just completed our number 4. Let's check out
the trend.
Yeah,
and not choose 3 as my 4th.
Oh, we all chose 3 except you. You chose 4.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out the trailer for Jaws: The Revenge.
This is the 4th?
Yeah, this is the 4th one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instinctively, man has always been drawn to the sea. Its beauty, its mystery, its secrets. But there is also a vague uncertainty, a sense of intrusion into an alien world, where man is unwelcome and completely at the mercy of the most terrifying predator on Earth. Man's deepest fear has risen again. Jaws, the revenge. This time, it's personal.
I
And they
feel
got
like
the
they do
original
that. They
voiceover.
do that for a lot of like movies, right? Like this time,
This time.
this time.
Yeah.
It's personal.
Yeah.
There was more suspense in that trailer than there was in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think they knew what the movie was when they made that trailer.
Something about that last scene, that's what reminds me of Universal Studios. Is that right? That little jump up.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. The Jaws
Uh-huh.
Revenge reminds me of the one in Universal Studios,
Yeah.
but Florida. Because I remember I would see the commercials of the Florida one. I was like, oh, it looks like the Jaws Revenge one.
yeah.
So that was
That
1987.
title,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the title screen there that it flashed at the end of the trailer, they made sure to put a giant square around Michael Caine's name to let you
Yeah.
know that somebody.
So,
Like, he's in this.
am I safe to
Yeah.
say that you guys only watched this on VHS and not in the theaters, right? Like when they came out?
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't see it at the theater. I didn't see it until like
Right.
we rented it on VHS.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You guys too. You guys rented it. I remember. I think I watched it on
Yep.
like HBO probably or something back in the day. All right. Zombie JLT, hit us with your number 3 pick.
Jaws the Revenge.
Yep.
Jaws the Revenge. All right.
This one is more nostalgia goggles for me, personally, because compared to what Part 3 story was, I felt this was the weaker of the stories. And again, the whole nonsense of, oh, there's this psychic link between the mom and the shark. And once again, the coincidence that it managed to follow them exactly to Florida and all this other stuff. I remember watching it, and as a kid, because I grew up watching horror films, I just loved it for that reason alone. It didn't have to make sense to me. And then, of course, we had the video game, which coincides with the release of the movie, so there was that. But the complaints that a lot of moviegoers and fans have about it, I agree with. There's really not much to it. It does get your attention, so it's a faster paced movie, but then it kind of dulls in the middle until we finally get the showdown that the movie has been trying to build us up for. And you know, the concept of now the shark can willingly jump out of the water and it roars and you know, just things that would have been cool to me as a kid, which now I find completely stupid. But I love all the reason for it, you know, because it's a popcorn film. You're not supposed to take it seriously, you know.
You mean sharks aren't supposed to roar like bears?
Well, they can't really tap dance on the top of the surface of the water.
But they do explode when you ram them.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that part didn't make sense to me. Why does it explode?
That's the V8. They changed it on VHS for some stupid reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
The other ending is actually
theatrical, they just stab it like in the video game.
Oh,
And
okay.
I don't know why they changed it. You know why why they changed it in the VHS or like the home release? They changed the shark death.
I want to say it has something to do with test audiences, because that's normally the number one
Oh,
culprit.
okay.
That's great. Okay. And how come they didn't call the NES one Jaws the Revenge? It's just called Jaws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, nobody cares about that movie. Just call it
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What about you, Zomberry? What's your number 3?
I know I'm going to get roasted for my list.
Don't tell me it's the original one. Is your number?
No. I'm going part 2 for my number 3.
Oh.
But are you still
Yeah,
are you in the like now? Like you like this movie or not a fan?
Well, I like all of them. You know, I wouldn't watch part 4 often, but I like them all.
Yeah.
But part 2 just kind of irked me because it had to follow such a masterpiece as part 1. It's like, how are we going to follow this up? And it's like a lot of the same in part 2. And you got, you know, Chief Brody's insane now. Like, you know, I know it's 4 years later and he's, you know, waving the gun on the beach. He's doing things that cops wouldn't ever do. he's been a cop for a while.
Yeah.
And then the kids go out onto the lighthouse out in the middle of the ocean, and he's like, doesn't know where the lighthouse is. How long has he been chief here? And he's like, I need directions to the lighthouse. Like, oh, they went to this point out. Both of his kids sail all the time, yet doesn't know any of these locations where these kids go. It's pretty wild.
He's not much of a seaman, though. He was always afraid of the water, so he's not much of a seaman. Roy Scheider's character.
Right.
I'm wondering.
He can call a helicopter whenever it needs to be there.
Yeah.
Helicopter will show up. And it was kind of campy in the sense that I don't know if they just had success with that with other movies, but it's like, let's get a bunch of teens involved in drinking and having, there was a lot of like teen sexual going on in this one. And it's funny, in one of the scenes when they all go out to the lighthouse area and they see the shark for the first time. These kids are amazing sailors, like watching them do everything with the rigging. They see the shark, and all of a sudden, nobody knows what the hell to do. It's like a demolition derby out there. They're ramming into each other, running over each other. It's like, hey, we just forgot how to sail, so let's just, it's a giant cluster. But I thought a fan of it. The death was good, and I liked it. Probably one of the better deaths because they kind of, just like in the first one, they kind of give you some foreshadowing into how the shark's gonna die. Yeah,
that was cool foreshadowing.
And pulled it off. Yeah, when they pulled up that cable, and it's like, oh well, this, they kind of told you about it, so you're kind of thinking, oh, this might have something to do with it. But yeah, I didn't like all the teen drama stuff constantly going on. And I thought Chief Brody was such a good role in the first one, and in the second one, it's just like, he was like a secondary character to the kids.
Yeah. All right, that's your number 3. So it sounds like you're still not loving the bottom half of the Jaws movies. At least your 3 and 4 pick. You're not loving these movies. You're okay.
No, I like them.
You like them?
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with part 2. Okay. I'm not okay with part 4.
Before we get to Tylord, let me share. I don't know if you guys know this comedian, Richard Jenny, talking about his experience with watching Jaws. Jaws the Revenge. Let's check this out right here.
For something to do one night. I actually went to the video store. Listen to this. I rented all 4 Jaws movies in a row. This is a low point in your life. When it's like 4:45, you're watching Jaws for the Revenge. That's the title. Jaws for the Revenge. And you're sitting there going, this shouldn't be the title. The title should be, here's a fish, you're stupid. That's the title. You ever see a movie like so bad that they just slap you in the face with how bad it is? You can't even pretend. You go, maybe this movie isn't that bad. I'm not wasting my life. And they just go, yes, you are. Are you sure? Absolutely. Look at you. It's 4 a.m. You're sitting there with one sweat sock and a burrito watching a shark that only kills one family out of an entire ocean full of perfectly edible people for no reason that we ever explain, and you won't turn it off because you think it's going to get better. Yep. A movie... I'm still in pain from this. A movie so stupid that no matter how stupid... You couldn't be stupid enough to enjoy it. I mean, let's say you have no brain at all. Let's say you're sitting on your bed, here's you, a bucket of popcorn and a spinal cord, that's it. Even your spinal cord does go, hey. I'm not a brain, I don't have thoughts, but what is going on here? The mother of the family, check this out, has 3 people in her family eaten by the shark in 1 week. So a genius in her own right, she comes up with a plan. She says, well, shark is obviously after our family. Can't put anything over on me. There's only one thing to do. We'll have to leave town. And you're going, leave town? But wouldn't an apartment building be sufficient protection from the average shark? I mean, even if he's a really ambitious shark, right? Let's say by the time he gets to the apartment building, parks in the guest spot, explains himself to the doorman, come up in the elevator, you would most likely smell fish and run. He's leaving town altogether. And you sit there. And you're going, but why doesn't the mother just not go in the water? Wouldn't that make more sense? And they go, well, ordinarily, yeah, but this is stupid. You see, in a stupid movie, everyone's stupid. The mother is stupid, the people that made it are stupid, but none of them are as stupid as you, because it is now 5:01 and you still think this is going to get better. So now, the fish is coming up with plans to kill these people that the CIA couldn't figure out. I've caught fish. They're not that brilliant.
I think that's enough of this guy. He kind of reminds me, for the audio listeners, we're seeing a video of Richard Jenny. He kind of reminds me of like Paulie Dangerously from when he was managing the Dangerous Alliance.
Oh, like young, yeah. Oh, yeah, young Paulie.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. What do you got at your number? Have we gone to yet? What do you have your number 3 pick?
Oh, number 3. I guess I must be one of those retards because Jaws Revenge. That is my number. And I would have it higher, but I just like the first 2 so much. But I really love Jaws Revenge. Unnaturally, I love it. I think it was the first. I think I didn't even know it came out because I was a kid and I was out playing or whatever, and all of a sudden it was out on VHS. And I didn't know it had been out at the theater. And my mom said, "Oh, you want to rent the new Jaws movie? I hear it's crappy." Like, I don't care, it's Jaws. But then I watched it, and I didn't know what to think of this. Like, but I was glued to it. Like, it was just so bizarre. Like, it didn't feel like another Jaws movie. Like, it had the connections to them, but it just felt so weird and bizarre and like surreal. And I watched it, and I didn't know what to think about it. Like, wow. And then the next day she took it back, and I was thinking about it all day at school. Like, I want to watch that movie again. And then I got home. I go, I want to watch Jaws: The Revenge again. She goes, "Oh, I took it back. I thought you didn't like it." I go, "No." but later on, I ended up, I guess no one wanted the damn thing. So the video store, like VHS were very expensive back then to buy them. But one video store was trying to like, oh, we got one. It's such a good deal. It's $20. And that was a lot of money back then. And my mom got it for me for my birthday. And the guy at the video store, like, "Man, this is such a good deal." So I got Jaws: Revenge. So I watched that thing like over and over and over, Jaws: Revenge. But I just love the movie. I kind of like when my franchises, like I always say how I like Moonraker when Bond goes to space. I like it when something really supernatural or like something really strange happens in one of my favorite franchises. So maybe that's why I like it. But it's just I don't know. I just really love all the characters in this. And you can't really say the acting is bad. Like, I think this is like really good acting. It has the kid from Last Starfighter.
Yep.
Lance Guest plays Mike Brody. It has Michael freaking Caine in there, one of my other favorite actors. And it's got all the acting is freaking good. It has all the little shenanigans with the family, but all of the movies are always centered around the family. And this time there's something really bizarre going on. I like how the little there's a dilemma going on where the boy, the mom thinks the shark is coming, and they all think she's a crazy old lady, and the boy does too. But then he actually sees the shark, and he's trying to keep it from her. I really like that dynamic in the movie, and I really like the underwater chase scene with Mike and the shark. And I really love Mario Van Peebles in this movie. Like, I think he's like a cooler version of Richard Dreyfuss in Jaws 1, and he's kind of like the troublemaker. Like, he's the one being shady. I really like what's his name, Mario Van Peebles, his buddy in this, and they all have hot wives. Like, I love this movie.
Are you a fan of dream sequences?
Yeah.
Right.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
there's a little dream sequence where mommy gets eaten.
I have a question.
Not one, but two.
How does
is there another one?
How does the
Yeah,
wife?
he has one.
How does the wife?
Oh yeah.
Like, because she starts seeing visuals.
Yeah.
How does she see something she wasn't there to witness? Like when
It's
Brody's
like
about to
powers.
snipe the shark, and she sees it. She sees the vision.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
powers.
Psychic.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that meant for us to see the audience? Like, we remember when Martin Brody was aiming at the shark. I don't know. I always thought of it like that, but I guess it's her. Maybe Hugh told her about it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
the only
remember.
way
And then
I
I said,
make
and then, honey, you should have seen it. I was there, honey. That thing was coming at me, and I only had one bullet left, and I shoved the the oxygen taking his mouth, and I said, "Smile, you son of a bitch!" And she's like, "Oh, honey, I'm gonna have sex with you now." Let's pull around. You want to pull around? Yeah.
That's the only way I could make sense of that. Is why is she remembering that? I get why we're supposed to be seeing it. We were there, but like, why is she picturing it now?
Yeah, and you could also see Sean getting eaten too. Remember, she back. Yeah,
she's like fucking Xavier, Professor Xavier.
Or the shark is projecting those images into her brain.
Yeah, I kind of like another thing though. I kind of like the idea of something supernatural about the shark. I even kind of felt it in the first one, especially the second one. But I kind of felt like this is not a normal shark in Jaws 1. Like no shark would do that. Something about it always seemed a little supernatural. Like, and there's no shark that big. It's like the size of a megalodon. Like there's no great white that big. So there's always something a little supernatural, and it's way smarter. It's outsmarting them. It's way stronger than any shark. So there's always a little bit. But this one just goes like, fuck it. This is like supernatural. This is a psychic shark, and mom is psychic.
Yeah.
What if the shark is a deadite?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I love. Did you hear Zomberry's theory about? I don't want to get into that. Zomberry's a Friday the 13th series.
Jason
theory.
Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah.
What's your theory on Jason Goes to Hell?
Oh no, that was we talked about that a long time ago, and there's been a couple of videos about it too. So it's not. I'm not taking credit for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Jason the Deadite. You know, they had the Necronomicon
in the
film.
The Necronomicon in the house.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's why he can keep dying and coming back, and that's how Jaws is like.
Yeah, maybe that's how Jaws is. Jaws is a Deadite.
Well, let's see.
Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what Michael Caine thinks of this movie. What do you think his thoughts are going to be on this?
When you bought her first house, what was that like for you?
Oh, that was incredible for me, for my mother to have a house. Because we grew up in council houses, you know.
She was worried you couldn't afford it.
What I did is, one of the worst pictures I did was, I think it was called Jaws 4.
The Revenge.
The Revenge, yeah. And I had a little part in that.
That thing's disappeared. He's gone.
And I was paid $1 million for 2 weeks' work.
Damn.
And
really?
with that money, I bought her the house.
Wow.
And someone said to me, I saw that Jaws 4. He said, it stinks. I said, I haven't seen it. I said, but I've seen the house it bought my mother, and it's marvelous.
Yeah.
I think Zombie or Tyler can probably do a good Michael Caine impersonation.
Yeah, can you guys do a Michael Caine impersonation? You got one?
I never saw Jaws the Revenge. I can't.
Was that Lord Alfred Hayes or Michael Caine?
Yeah.
You got one Zombiejlt1? You got a Michael Caine?
You gotta just.
I don't know if I have a good Michael Caine.
That's really good. You gotta stop your words halfway. I don't
For
know.
all intents and purposes of this recording, I suppose I do.
How?
Sharks come and go, Ellen. People have nothing to do with it.
And he says this about Jaws the Revenge, and then later does Goldmember.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
that's right. Austin Powers, right?
You got to keep that in perspective too. This is still the worst movie he's ever done.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's the best trilogy of all time, the Austin Powers.
Dude,
movies.
this guy is like in so many movies I like. It's unbelievable. He's in this. He's in Batman. He's in 30 Rotten Scoundrels. Like so many different movies that I love. And he was in the Harry Palmer series, the Ipcris File, and he was in Austin Powers. this guy.
Well, for the one of us on here that has not seen the movie, you'll be happy to know that Rastafarian brother on that ship,
Right.
even though he gets eaten, gets dragged down to the ocean, and is inside that belly of the shark. When the shark explodes, he lives.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He lives.
Yeah.
In my
Well,
head,
that
I was
was
thinking,
another-
of course, that he would die first. But I guess he actually lives, though. Huh?
No, that was actually another thing they changed on the VHS copy on them. With theatrical, he was dead, but I guess the test audience or whatever liked him so much they go, okay, we'll make him be alive at the end.
Yeah, or maybe they went against killing the black guy in the horror
Yeah.
film because it was already being done,
Yeah.
and his horrid fake accent couldn't save him.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did Jaws have like that third person or first person cam when he would attack people during the movies?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, my number 3, I have Jaws: The Revenge. Actually,
Okay.
I actually don't mind this movie.
All right.
I think the shark
Yeah.
looks the best. The shark,
Yeah,
I
it
think,
does.
looks the best from. I think he looks the best. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig when he jumps out and grabs that girl from the banana boat or whatever the hell
Yeah,
that
that
thing
was-
is.
Yes.
And he snatches that girl.
Yeah.
But when I wrote notes, I noticed I just wrote a bunch of questions. So I put, so the son dies and they immediately go to the Bahamas. Like, oh, my son died. Hey, let's go to the Bahamas.
I think like the deal was like great whites aren't supposed. I don't know if that's true, but like great whites aren't supposed to be at the Bahamas. Is that true? Like the water's too warm for them or shallow. Is that true?
They also don't live in Nebraska, which is where she should have moved.
Yeah. No, it would have found a way to get there.
Right.
I put, is this considered a Christmas classic? 'Cause this takes place in Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And it was the only reason that the whole Bahama trip came into play is because the brother was like, Mom, let's get you out of town for a while to kind of get over, Sean's death. So that I understand, but I get your point. Like the first thing to do is just get the hell out of town and forget everything.
It seemed like the brother was kind of like over it as soon as his brother died.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Mom, let's go to the Bahamas. Let's forget about my
Right.
brother getting eaten by a shark.
I mean, give him some credit. He just was the last starfighter, so he's probably tired and he wants to relax. He wants to relax.
Is he the guy from The Last Starfighter?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, and I just put, so they all have these bad experiences at the ocean, so they vacation next to the ocean. Ellen is connected to the shark somehow. Shark is pretty damn scary, I put. What causes the shark to explode? That's all.
Yeah, that's why does it explode?
I thought it was the strobe thing because he's doing.
Yeah,
like
maybe
that
that's
strobe
what it
thing.
is. I always tried to rationalize it. Yeah, maybe they hit the strobe and the strobe blew up. I don't know.
Like it microwaved them from the inside, like a
I
hot
don't
pocket,
know.
like a hot pocket, and then he got.
Yeah.
and he blew.
Yeah.
He blew up.
Yeah. Okay.
But asking, doing my Jamie part of the show here, turns out that sharks do live in the Bahamas, making it a popular destination for shark diving and encounters. Just so you
go.
know, in case you were wondering.
I don't know if there's any roaring sharks in the Bahamas, but
It says tiger sharks, hammerhead sharks, bull sharks, lemon sharks, nurse sharks,
When you-
Caribbean reef sharks, and ocean white tip sharks.
okay.
Oh, but no psychic great white.
Yeah.
Yeah, they left that up.
Maybe in your packet of shark bites that you had on vacation, they might be there.
Yeah.
All right, so we all went through our 3, so that means we got to watch the trailer
What?
to Jaws 3D.
Okay, yeah.
Here we go.
With the first,
All right.
you were too terrified to go back in the water.
Yeah, I like this guy's voice.
Yeah.
Just when you were starting to think it was safe, along came the second. Now, nature's most terrifying creature
Yeah, it does have a good voice.
has returned in an all-new adventure. Jaws 3.
Yeah.
A new dimension in terror. On the surface, all is calm.
Shark. The bite radius about a yard across.
Indicator. Shark of some 35 feet in length.
Yeah.
He was in a hurry.
Oh, this is the scene I like. The ski,
Yeah, that's
ski,
tight.
Pretty cool scene, right?
okay. Water ski.
The cinematography, folks.
Seal the party. Let me seal the party. To experience Jaws 3 is to experience a new dimension in terror. The all-new Jaws 3.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That trailer.
Yeah, that
guys,
was good.
They showed a lot more on that one. Jaws 4, they just had like the a little bit of the shark at the end, and that was it.
Yeah.
All right.
I will give Jaws 3 some credit. The whole underwater attack where the visitors are trapped in that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was actually a really good scene. Probably the highlight of the terror there, which also did inspire the shark scene in Resident Evil, the remake.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. That's
So
cool.
Yeah.
kudos to that. Yeah. Neptune is based off of Jaws. And then Tylord had mentioned the death of what was his name? Fitzroyce?
Oh, Philip Fitzroyce. Yeah.
Yes. I find that both cool but also very comical because
Yeah.
that's the same guy who played Manimal in the
Yeah.
TV show. So if he had turned into a shark, would the fight
Oh
have ended
yeah.
that way?
I really like that guy. He was like James Bond in a shark movie. Like that, I think maybe he was up to play Bond. I have only seen him in Manimal and Death on the Nile in this, but I like his little character in that.
Yeah, it kind of also reminds me of Muldoon from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Muldoon. Yeah, it's that
You know.
type of guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got like the expert on
Yeah.
whatever the subject matter is, only to be taken out by said creature.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey,
Of course, if you've read the book, we all know that it's different.
Yeah.
Before we go to our number 2 picks, I'm gonna go around here, and you gotta pick Lou Gossett in Jaws 3D or Lou Gossett in Enemy Mine. Zombiejlt1.
brother.
Zombiejlt1. Gun to the head. You gotta take one.
I'm gonna say Enemy Mine because he had a bigger role in that.
Zomberry. Which one you take?
I'm gonna go Jaws because of the stress that he put on that French accent.
Tylord, which one you take? I think I already know.
I love Enemy Mine. I love him in that movie. And Dennis Quaid is also co-starring with him in that.
He is in that.
But Calvin Bouchard all the way. He's my man. Like that's like he might be up there with Mayor Vaughn, like Larry Vaughn. I love Calvin Bouchard.
I think
If only he had the anchor suit.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'll take Enemy Mine. I love that part where he's like, "Fuck Mickey Mouse." He gets all pissed. He gets mad.
I am not a woman.
All right, our number 2 pick, Zombiejlt1. What's your number 2 pick?
Jaws 2. I felt that as a sequel, it did justice to the first film. It's not one of the best true sequels out there. I'm going to make a case for like Terminator 2 or Godfather 2 in that regard, but it's not a bad direct sequel. I thought it was cool that we got to see Roy Scheider again, and he's kind of having that PTSD where it seems like no matter what he does, he just can't seem to let go about what happened. And the idea that the shark is now resurfacing again, I liked that take on the character and the struggle that he has with it. I would have felt that would have served something better as a way to be like maybe Jaws 3 or Jaws 4 as the very last film, because I think that would have made much more of a statement if he had been living all that time, even with his boys older and moving on, that he still can't let go of the past. I think that would have made for a much better ending to the series. But for what it served story-wise and as a sequel, I think Jaws 2 does a really good job of that.
Amen.
Very nice. Very nice. What about you, Zomberry? What's your number 2?
All right. So I am a sucker for movies that kind of don't go on script as well as like the rest of the franchise, which is why I like Halloween 3.
Yeah.
You know, I like Jason Goes to Hell. You know, there's like really weird, you know, you watch Halloween 3 and you're like, what does this have to do with any of it? It doesn't really. So I put Jaws 3D as my number 2. I saw this in 3D originally and was a sucker as a kid for 3D films. I liked going to the theater or just at home. You'd have to go to 7-Eleven and get the glasses for like $1. And then you get to go home and watch these things. And, you know, watching Friday the 13th in 3D and watching Jaws in 3D, seeing these things coming at you, like the nostalgia of it, I really liked. And I did like that they kind of left the island and went to SeaWorld, which I thought was a good set device. And then all the, you know, I love Dennis Quaid as an actor. I like Lou Gossett Jr. So they had the acting chops in the film. And I liked all the different scene shots. You know, it seems like every Jaws movie has that a few shots here and there where it's just like, oh, we'll shoot people playing at the beach with some really cheesy music for way too long. Or we'll show these skiers behind this boat for 3 minutes. You know, it's pretty nonsensical, but the shark I thought was a good shark. I liked that they kind of was a throwback to the first one when they caught the first shark and they're like, well, this isn't the right one. It's this other one. You know, they realize like, oh, this is the giant, and then right then, like it comes out in the scene, like, oh, now they see it for real. You know, I liked the killer, the dolphins that kind of defend them. That was kind of neat. You know, the death I thought was pretty cool. You know, I liked the shot where they have of the shark eating the guy, and you're like from the guy's point of view, and you see
he looks like Little Shop of Horrors,
and he's like trying to get out, but he's just like kind of chomping. It hasn't really got him yet. He's like stuck halfway inside of him. I thought that was pretty awesome. But yeah, I like Jaws 3D.
Yeah, made it up to number 2. All right, Tyler.
Could I make the?
Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, before we move on, could I make the argument that Jaws 3D is nothing more than a 90-minute commercial for SeaWorld?
Yeah,
you think that? You think that's why they're like, film it here, film it here. Like,
yeah, you would think it would hurt their deal. Like, who was saying it made you? Was that you, Mario? That said it was you were afraid to go there?
No, I didn't want to go to SeaWorld.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it hurt the
like me and Zombie were like, yeah, we want to go there. We want to. Hopefully, there's a giant...
I was like, they don't have control of their talents over there. Hell no, I'm not going to SeaWorld.
And fuck the dolphins.
How about you, Tyler? What's your number 2?
Okay, pretty obvious after the last two. And I would have had Jaws the Revenge here. I loved it so much, but I can't really top Jaws 2. Jaws 2, I just love Jaws 2. I think I maybe watched this more than Jaws the original when I was a kid because I didn't have the VHS, but I had the VHS of Jaws 2. I would watch this just as much as Jaws the Revenge. I think they had it at Walmart back when VHS tapes were starting to get a little affordable. They would have them like on sale at Walmart. And I had a copy of this. I would just watch it over and over. I love this movie. I love, of course, like I come to realize now that Jaws 1 is a lot better of a movie, but I can't really take anything away from this. Gino Schwartz is a great director. Like this, just look at every shot of this movie and every transition and how it's edited. It's just a beautiful, high budget, $20 million movie. And I just love Roy Scheider. And I know that a point of contention is Roy Scheider hated making this and he was pissed off the whole time. But I think that doesn't matter to me. Like watching the movie, his performance is fantastic. Like I think it's even better than Jaws 1, his performance. Like he's just fantastic in this movie. And we get to see more. I just love the whole community and the world built around Amity Island and all the characters. And we get to see more of that. We get to see Mayor Vaughn more. We get to see all their kids, like how their kids interact with each other. We get to see more of the Brodies at home. We get to see his wife. Like his wife has a job now. She works for that really douchebag hotel guy. And I think that's a hilarious character too. Like he's even more dislikable than Mayor Vaughn. Like Mayor Vaughn's kind of likable in this movie, but that Lynn Peterson guy is like a real fucking douchebag. He's always his wife works for him, and he's always like flirting with Brody's wife right in front of him.
Yeah, that didn't seem like a good commercial for Holiday Inn hotels.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I just love that whole intro scene. Like it's so beautifully shot. When Brody's late and he's driving in his Silverado or High Sierra or whatever it is, he's driving across the ferry, and then he gets into that festival or whatever it is, the grand opening of the hotel, and the band, the high school band's playing downtown, and he's walking through there. It's just like such a beautifully shot scene, and you get to see more of the kid. The kids are growing up now, and you get to see Mike. And crazy enough, Mike isn't really a big part of the movie, but the other kids are, like Mayor Vaughn's son and his friend Andy.
Larry Jr.
Larry Jr., yeah. And I don't know. I know Zomberry is irritated by these kids, but I think maybe because I watched it so much, I really liked all of these characters compared to like Friday the 13th movies. I really didn't want to see any of them get hurt. That's why I thought it was scary. Like there's the hot girl that's like Miss Amity. Her name's Tina, and then her boyfriend's hella horny. Like he's always trying to make out with her. Like she's like, oh, let's go skiing. Like, so no, let's just sit here. I'll play my guitar and I'll have sex with you. And I just love all the kids. And oh man, yeah, I just love this. And I know that they're retards. Like all the kids were like really good sailors, like you said, and then they all turned into retards and crashed into each other in that demolition derby. But I think it set it up for a good little scenario where they're all trapped out there. This is like a slasher movie. It's not like Jaws 1. This is like a horror, a teen slasher movie. But you still got the hero. You got the hero that's kind of doubting himself, Martin Brody. I think I just love his character in this.
So you're saying that the girl towards the end that screamed for about
I hated her when I was a kid. But man, she's a great scream queen. Like I put her up against any other scream queen.
You're talking about that one that keeps screaming nonstop?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I couldn't stand her.
That was the only one that I was like, can Jaws eat her already? Like she was
right.
But man, she's good actress though. I put her up there with all the top scream queens.
She can scream all right.
Yeah. And then the finale though, where Martin, he's out on the boat. I thought that might be kind of like the slowest part of the movie. Martin's out on the boat and he's kind of doesn't know where to go and he's confused. It's not like when you have Quint and Hooper, all of those cool guys on the boat together, and he's just stuck on this little tiny police launch and he doesn't know where to go and he's confused. But then it makes up for it at the end with like a badass climax, like how he sets up the shark to kill it on Cable Junction. Dude, I freaking love this movie so much. The music I think is just as good or better. John Williams comes back again. Shout out to Gino Schwark, the director. Like this is a fucking badass movie. I'm sorry. I give it, this movie's a 5 out of 5 for me. I don't like it as much as Jaws 1, but I love this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I have Jaws.
I'm not mad at you, Zomberry. But
I'm not mad.
Like I said, one of us had to buck the trend.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
genuinely like those cameos too.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I got Jaws 2 at number 2.
Yeah.
So I put a solid movie, not as good as the OG, but it's still good. And the teens are likable, except for that one shut the fuck up. The one that screamed.
Yeah.
Like all the kids are pretty likable. Like the kid with the curly hair and the
that guy was hilarious. The comedy relief guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crazy thing about that in the novel, he was like a little fat kid that was like he's like beta male in the movie. He's badass in the book. He was like a little like a little weak little fat kid.
Oh,
like in the movie, he's like the alpha male, like him and Larry are like the two alpha males.
Yeah, when I was watching this one, I was like, damn, I don't remember this movie being as good as it is. Like, I feel like if the original Jaws didn't exist, this could be the Jaws movie.
Yeah, no, this is badass. Yeah. It also has the most kills. I think it has 7 kills. No other, this hits hard. I don't think any other Jaws movie has as many kills as this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 people and one orca.
Oh yeah, the orca.
8. Yeah.
It hit the face. Yeah.
Was that a shot at that orca movie? Because I think
so. Yeah. I think like fuck orca, like because in orca, the orca killed a great white at the beginning, so I think they were like fuck orca. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why calling it a slasher film makes sense because the shark in this one is just so bloodthirsty. He's like, he acts the way that you would think a real shark would be, and the first one's more of like suspense horror building where he's methodical and stuff.
Yeah, like a Hitchcockian type thing.
Yes.
This one, and even has like the scarred face on this. He's almost like a movie, like a slasher.
I kind of like that he's like battle damage because he attacks that. He attacks that lady on the sailboat.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The lady that decided to pour gasoline.
Yeah,
I know. I was like, what was she like pouring the gasoline on herself? And then she shoots a flare gun.
Yeah.
Well, I got a sound effect for that one for that lady. Here we go.
Yeah.
Pendejo.
Yeah.
Pendejo.
Well, you can't have horror without some stupid character getting the story going. So I guess she was it.
But I give her props. She put a dent in the shark. Like she damaged the shark.
Yeah, she did. Like she gave it a big scar. Yeah, she put up a fight too. That I guess that broad that played her was like the top Hollywood like stunt woman. She wasn't an actress. I think she was a stunt woman. Like, she did pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me play since we just finished with our 2s, and I think we all. You can tell it doesn't take a mathematician to notice what was number 1 for all of us. But let's watch the trailer to part 2 here before we get to our number 1s.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shark.
No, that's a blonde girl.
If this turns out to be what I think it is, because there won't be anybody here.
It's obvious the man has made up his mind.
Bet your life I made up my mind.
Ooh, that's so sick, that scene right there.
That's a shark. And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close. You better do something about this one because I don't intend to go through that hell again.
Martin.
Yeah, I forgot about it taking out a whole helicopter.
Right here.
Yeah, it bit the landing pad like a or the landing skid
there
like
is a creature alive today.
Yeah, that was a scary scene too. The helicopter. That
was a really good shot of the shark from the helicopter pilot's point of view.
And I know on the television edit of it, you could see it flip under, and the helicopter pilot was stuck under there, and the shark was smashing. It was pretty scary.
Yeah, so that's our number 2. So, like I said, I think we all picked the original Jaws.
Oh yeah, what else?
As our number 1. So I guess we can just do like an open discussion. But I'll let Zombiejlt1 start off with the number 1.
I didn't pick number 1. I picked Jaws Unleashed, the video game.
Jaws Unleashed, the
video. You know, if those games were actually canon in some way, I could actually see them being above some of the movies. But yeah, definitely hands down the first Jaws. Honestly, did it need to have a sequel? No. Mm-hmm. I think it's a great standalone film, but we know how Hollywood works. Mm-hmm. If it's box office drawing, then we gotta get a sequel poked out. But yeah, this is the film that started it all. This is what scared people out of swimming pools. For those of us who lived in Arizona, you were lucky if you had a pool. So shark or not, you're getting in there because it's too damn hot. I mean, everything about this, the score, the cinematography, the acting. If you had seen Duel before Jaws, then you knew what to kind of expect with Spielberg. Just man, he blew me away with that film. And I don't think nothing is ever going to top this ever.
Damn. All right.
Well, there's definitely one person who thought there shouldn't have been a sequel, and that was Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
I told you I didn't want to be in part 2.
Damn you!
Damn you!
We've been watching part 1 over here onto the right. I just saw Richard Dreyfuss. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, we're watching. We just have it on the side.
It's on the right here.
Yeah, it's funny they keep calling him a young man or a young kid, during the whole movie, and it's like, man, how old was he? He was looking pretty young, but you don't think of him as a young guy.
Yeah. What do you
think? What was he like 25 or 30? I don't remember.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Well, Spielberg was like 25 or 26 when he directed this, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because
75.
The pacing, the pacing of the movie, the action, it was so suspenseful.
Dude, it's so good.
As a horror movie, it kept you thinking there was about to be an attack and then there wouldn't be one.
Yeah.
And, that coupled with, who doesn't know the score? The dun, 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 like who doesn't know that? And,
I bet you people do that in like the pool. And they probably never even seen Jaws, and they do the dun,
they do.
The impact of that movie on the culture and probably on the tourism of California and Florida back in the day probably took a hit too. It's a cinema masterpiece. What can you say?
Shit, I didn't even want to take a cold shower and close my eyes because I felt like the shark was gonna come out of the drain and get me. That's how much these movies scared me.
Would it roar before it bites you?
Yeah, that would have been the sign. Like, okay.
Speaking of roar, Zombie mentioned Duel, and when you're talking about roar, I don't know if you noticed the Duel roar when the truck went over the cliff at the end on Spielberg's Duel. You could hear. It was supposed to be like metal twisting or whatever, but it made
It roars.
You can hear that. It's almost like the same scene when you see the shark sinking with its head blown off.
Yeah,
you can hear that same sound. That it's so because I love Duel so fucking much. It's just like it feels like these two movies are like connected. Duel. It feels like the creature that is Jaws is the same creature as this truck in Duel. I don't know.
It's poetic in a way because if it is the same thing, then that's just a way to summarize killing everything Spielberg built.
Yeah. No shit.
I watched the original Jaws on 4K like this week, and at the end of the movie, there's like an interview with Spielberg, and I guess when they approached them to do Jaws. And he read the script, and he's like, "Oh, I already did this movie. It was Duel."
Yeah.
He even says like, "I did this movie already with the." So Duel is like what is it? Like a guy getting chased by like a big ass semi truck, or what is it? Like a gasoline tanker, and he's chasing this guy throughout. Is it California, or where's he chasing him?
Southern California. Yeah, probably all that place is all busy, congested now. But back then it was all like desert. It's a badass movie.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
And also, what's his name? It was like an Everyday Man too. Was the star kind of like Brody? What's his name? Dennis Weaver was the main guy. Just kind of like an everyday man was like the hero, or ended up being the hero.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Can I ask a newbie question really quick? Did Spielberg do all the films? Or just the first one?
Just the first one.
Just the first one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted any part of the other one.
Not after the difficulties they faced with the first film, though.
I think he went on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, that's why you gotta give it to Gino Schwark and all the other directors afterwards for putting up with that too, because they had to put up with the same stuff. The mechanical underwater shark, like it had a big rig on part 2, underwater. Like they had to put up with all that. They had to put up with like real sharks on the set. All the kids out there, like wrangling all those kids. You got to give it to Gino Schwark and all the other directors too.
50 years ago, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you talk about that, Tylord? Like, cause I've heard that in the original Jaws, he was supposed to show up a lot more, but they were having issues with the shark, right? They were having issues with the mechanical shark.
Yeah, that would have been a pain trying to film that movie with that mechanical shark. I think that I hear that's why they don't show it as much, which makes the movie way more effective, not showing the shark. But yeah, I think they were going to show it a lot more, but the thing didn't work well. But I think the way they edit it, they don't really linger on the shark for long. It works so well. Even at the end, when you finally do see it, when it's smashing the back of the boat, it just looks so freaking terrifying. Well, whatever they did at that scene made it look really good. When it was trying to chomp on Quint. Yeah.
Trying to, it did.
Yeah.
I like how he went out like a badass, though. He grabs a machete and he's trying to stab the shark.
Yeah. Do that. Yeah, and then he pulls him under. That was, I don't know how they filmed that, but they actually pulled the actor under the water. Remember yeah.
Yeah, that's great. All right, Tyler, what does this movie mean to you then? You got it at number 1, too.
Oh, this is my favorite. Outside of the James Bond movies, this is my favorite movie ever made, but by far, dude. I even more than Terminator, Back to the Future. I love this movie so much. I can't get enough of it. Every time it's at the theater, I go watch it again. I watched it again in 3D. That amazing new 3D technology where the whole movie looks like it's in 3D. I went and watched it last year. Like, how the fuck is this? The movie wasn't even shot in 3D, but I'm watching it in 3D at the movie theater. And I just watched it right now again. I could watch this. When I was watching all your Leprechaun movies at the gym, my workout was so freaking tough. I was so hard to get through my workout. But when I'm watching Jaws, like the workout just flew by.
Yeah.
If they ever decide to show Jaws in the Sphere in Las Vegas,
we all got to go.
Trip.
Yeah, we all got to do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
It'll be at $200, but we'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Was this filmed on the Universal Studios Hollywood set? Or no?
Yeah, it was on Martha's Vineyard and over there on the East Coast. Well, I'm sure they did second unit shit over here.
But what about the ocean scenes? Where was that filmed?
That's all. Was that they may have filmed some of it on Australia, right? Didn't they have a couple that was shark wranglers and they had a midget in a cage in Australia with a real shark?
This Jaws trivia is going to be a little hard here for Just like Tyler's going
to. They shot it in 5 real locations. That's for sure. I think if I remember correctly, they filmed it in Maneshma Harbor when they break the boat. When they do the final shot.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually outside of Massachusetts where they filmed, Martha's Vineyard and all that.
So it was all in Martha's Vineyard, I get, or most of all the town scenes and a lot of the ocean scenes were in Martha's Vineyard or Massachusetts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. When I don't think I watched this one, like I said, until my teens, 20s. Mm-hmm. But when I really started watching it, I think it might have been late 20s, early 30s. And I was like, damn. Mm-hmm. This movie is freaking good.
Yeah,
it's just like a good movie. I like the camaraderie between like the Hooper and Brody and Quint because they're all very different. Like Hooper's like the nerd, and Quint's like the badass, like no nonsense guy, and Brody's kind of like the chicken.
He's out of his element. Like he doesn't like the ocean. He's a cop from New York. Like he's a badass, but he's out of his element here in the ocean.
He doesn't want to go in the water.
As soon as they started showing each other their battle scars and
oh yeah, when they're showing the battle scars, but Brody doesn't have any, I think, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I always assumed he did from being a cop, like because he was in the mean streets of New York. I always wonder if he's the same guy. Like he maybe just changed his name from French Connection. Like I always think it's the same guy from French Connection. Like he turned into a family man and moved to Martha's Vineyard or Amity.
Oh, so you're going with
a little bit of continuity.
Yeah,
you could tell that after the scars and after the drinking songs, like Quint knew, like, oh, this guy actually knows his stuff. Like,
that's the thing about Hooper. He's like
lying. And then he's like, okay, now you're driving, and now the chief has to do all the shit jobs.
What does he tell him? Go chum, go put some chum out there.
Let Hooper do it.
Yeah.
You could tell, like, even though he's like a little rich kid, he has like his family's rich, and he just does all this he pays for all of his equipment and does all. He's obsessed with the ocean and sharks. You can tell, like, he's really a hard worker and he's a badass, even though he's like privileged.
Yeah, I like the part where I think Quint, is it Hooper that tells Brody get on the tip of the boat, and he's like, "Fuck no, I'm not gonna get on."
He's like, I need something in the foreground to give it some skill. He's like, foreground my ass. Yeah.
But how clutch is that? Like, you're sinking into the water. He only has like 2 more shots, and then he kills the damn shark. He gets like a freaking like a headshot essentially.
Music and just the way, just the climax is the best in any movie. Just like the music and just the way it's edited, and the shark looks so fucking scary. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Favorite scene in the movie? I'll start with Zombiejlt1. What's your favorite scene in the whole movie?
Oh, that's a difficult question.
Yeah.
There's just so many good scenes.
Or a few that come to mind.
Of course, the epic, you're gonna need a bigger boat moment. Which we were just talking about, how they made him, start chumming. And, he's like, why don't you come down here and start chumming this shit?
What does he say? Slow ahead. I'll slow ahead.
I can slow ahead. Why don't you come down here and chum some of this shit?
Yeah.
I love the interactions with them because, again, you get this sort of like, this hazing among the three, even though it's kind of like a bromance because, like we've already said, that all these different characters are outside of their elements. And Quint, you would think, wouldn't really need these guys, which he was very adamant about saying, but they all wanted to be a part of that. And then just of course the climactic ending, with the way he takes care of the shark, or Bruce.
Bruce.
Since he has a name.
Which Bruce was the attorney's name, or the lawyer's name, or what was Bruce again? Who was Bruce?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why they named him after the shark, because he was so bloodthirsty.
I guess they name all of the sharks have names now. I guess the second one is Brucette, the third one is Brucette, and the last one is Vengeance. All the mechanical sharks have names.
The second one's Bruchetta?
Brucette, and the third one is Brucette. So
yeah.
What about you, Zomberry? A favorite scene or some of your favorite scenes?
I think most of my favorite scenes has to do with Quint, because I think he's my favorite character in there.
Yes.
And when they're in the town hall and they're talking about what are we going to do, and he's just like the seas part, and he's sitting there in the back like, I'll take care of it for you, but this is what it's going to cost you,
Yeah.
Like the old man in the shadows,
Yeah.
But I think that scene on the boat, though, where they're comparing battle scars and getting drunk and singing songs right before the shark attack, like, it reminds me of like me and my friends when we were, in the army, and like the things that we would talk about and do, and so that camaraderie between them, I thought was really good.
Yeah, very cool. If you can do it, Tylord, some of your favorite scenes. You can't say the whole movie.
I don't know. Like every scene, like it transitions so well. Like every scene, I have my eyes glued to the movie, down to like the two guys with his wife's holiday roast. Every scene, even like when Martin and his son Sean, like he's stressed out and his son is copying him and his heart is warmed. Every little scene of this movie I love, but probably the best one, I think it might be yours too, because it's so fucking scary, is when the guy on the boat gets eaten with the kids.
Yeah.
Because you see like the side of the shark under the water. Dude, it's so scary. That might be my favorite. But I mean, the whole movie, every scene is my favorite.
That's the first time you see the shark, right? Like that you see its face.
So, yeah.
That's my favorite and scariest.
The guy gets sucked under. Dude, it's so scary.
Because you just see it finally show up. Yeah. And what does he say? Hey, you guys okay or something?
Hey, fellas, you fellas okay over there?
And that leg looks kind of realistic.
Oh, yeah, it's gross. Yeah, this movie's PG. This was way scarier than most like rated R movies.
Yeah. And the clutch moment, I think that's my second favorite when he's sinking. He's like sinking. He only has like 1 or 2 more shots left. And
dude, that end moment. Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
What does he say? Smile, you son of a bitch. Yeah. Awesome movie.
Yeah.
I mean, anything else you guys want to add before we move on to the next section of the pod here?
I would like to ask what you all thought was the worst kill in the film. Not, and when I say worst, not because it was so bad, but because of who it happened to.
Okay. Oh, I hated that kid. That was hard to watch. That kid scene.
Kinter,
yeah, Alex Kintner, yeah.
Alice Kintner, yeah. I remember that. What about before we go any further? Since you bring it, what's the kid's name again?
Alex Kintner.
Alex Kinter.
Yeah.
Is it Kinter or Kintner?
Kintner with two N's. The N on
right.
Yeah.
He's that scene kind of struck a chord because it was like, remember that scene when the mom walks up to Brody?
Yeah.
And he
slaps him. Yeah.
And slaps him.
Yeah.
That is dead.
What did you guys think of that scene? Because that was kind of impactful. There was like a lot of like dead air during that.
Yeah, that was when I was a kid. I hated her because I knew Martin was the one who like was trying to do the right thing, and all the other scumbags. But now that I think about it, like if that was my kid, and I thought like I would fucking kill all of them if I knew they let people go swimming when there was a shark in there. Like,
but why don't do you know the name of the actual actor that played Alex Kintner?
His name is Voorhees.
Well, you know, funny enough, I got him to kind of like talk to us about his little role here.
Really?
So let's check it out here. Voorhees giving us asked if he can give us a little pep talk and drop some info on his scene in the Jaws.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm just somebody standing on a beach. I'm gonna kind of give you a little pep talk on what are you guys doing, a little podcast ranking of Jaws coming up, and I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna try to get you guys going on the right path on this. What is it? Tylord, Zomberry, and Zombie. A lot of zombies. I'm a zombie too, and you guys are doing a rating of Jaws on a podcast, and I'm kind of a zombie from Jaws. I could put it in that aspect. I was eaten by Jaws. This is the dead Alex Kintner, Jeff Voorhees, still here on Martha's Vineyard, Amity Island. I was just running my dog on a beach where I got chowed 50 years ago. This is the 50th year anniversary of Jaws where I got chowed right here on Martha's Vineyard, Amity Island. I was running my dog right here. If you know Martha's Vineyard at all, down here you have the Edgartown Oak Bluffs Bridge. They call it the Jaws Bridge. The shark swims through that after I got chowed. Right on the other side of the bridge, when you see the movie, the two kids with the fake fins, he made me do it. That's right on the other side of the bridge. Down in that area there, you have Edgartown. That's where the parades were. And down on this right at the beach where I get eaten on the Oak Bluff side, Pippin, the black lab, goes before me. And then the girl that dies before me, Susan, she was a sweetie. I would sign photos with her. Anytime I did a signing with her, she writes first victim and then signs her name, Susan. And then I would write second victim and sign my name because she got eaten before me. And
pretty cool.
She passed away last year, unfortunately. But her scene, they ended up filming it way down there. That's a private beach further down because she was only like 27 when they filmed that. And she's swimming naked. And here you have the horny old guys from Martha's Vineyard and Universal Studios. They were going to do all that right here. And Spielberg finally said, no, we got to get a private area to do her scene. So down there, it's a private beach. It's called Cow Bay. And they got those people to let him use the beach. So she got eaten or dragged back and forth because they tied ropes to her and dragged her back and forth. Her neck was hurting for years. And I was just a little kid swimming out here. Down in that area, Oak Bluffs, that's where they had the dock where the two old guys throwing a piece of prime rib or roast beef out of with a big hook on it, and the dock gets dragged out. But up here, filming the movie, you look up on the beach, you have those nice little beach houses. And on the other side of it, if you went around on the other side of those beach houses, it was like plywood with 2x4s holding it up. And then over here, That's the scene where you had Brody was sitting, his kids, do you know the Muffin Man? His name was Jay Mello. He lived in Eggertown. And the sheriff's oldest son, Chris Rebello, we were the same age, so knew everyone in this scene where I got shot. And I go up to my mother, Leafier, was her name, my mother in the movie, asked her if I go swimming, and even though my fingers were pruned, she let me go back in and start swimming out here, and that's where you hear Durna, Durna, and that's not the good news in that movie. That means you're screwed, or eaten, should I say. But filming it was like this time of the year. They had to have the whole thing done before Memorial Day weekend, because this island explodes on after that. It gets real busy. And so this water's freezing cold. And people are like, were you afraid of the shark? It's like, no, I was afraid of freezing my little ass off in that water. Because Spielberg, at first they had a mechanical shark that bites this little mannequin, and body parts were flying. And they go, we can't use this. This is too hardcore. Because at first I wasn't even going to have to go in the water. And then finally they said, no, we got to do it a different way. And Spielberg goes, beg to go back in the water and swim out. And it's like maybe 20 yards out, there's this big barrel full of blood. And right near the top of the water, and Spielberg goes, swim out on your raft. When you get near that, we'll say cut. And I'm swimming on the raft, a little 12-year-old kid freezing the little ass off. And the first time, he goes, okay, cut. And they put a half raft over this barrel full of blood. He's like, now you're going to lie on top of it. And when it explodes, go into water and stand in there as long as you can. So you're 12 years old, freezing your little ass off. This thing's going to explode the first time. Bam, blood sprays way up. It's going up your nose, everything. Go into water, freezing cold. Come ashore. I go, we all set. Spielberg, he was only 27. He wanted everything perfect. He's like, no, your leg came out of the water. We got to do it again. And it would take 7 or 8 hours for all that blood to clear out. And then the second time, no, your arm came out of the water. Oh, and then like 5 days later, he finally goes, this time we got 2 guys in wetsuits. When that explodes, they're going to pull you, lift you in and out of the water a few times, pull you under and give you air. That's why you see me go up and down. It's not a shark. It's 2 guys in wetsuits. So we finally did it in 5 days. The shark swims under the bridge here after I got chowed. And Brody's running across the bridge there and then down the jetty. And when you watch the movie, there's a scene in that they were going to come back. They didn't notice it until they were in California after they left. That scene where he's running across the bridge after I got eaten, they said, wait a minute, something's not right. Next time you see it, you'll see him running across the bridge. You see a few people. But you look down, there's a black lab. Wait a minute, that's Pippet. The people that own the dog was from around here. It was always around, and it was lying on the bridge. And they were going to come all the way back from California. They're like, Pippet's already been eaten. We can't have him in this scene where Brody's running across this bridge. And it was such a pain. Spielberg goes, no, we're not going all the way back for that. And he finally goes, there's a lot of black labs. Pip is gone. That could be another black lab. So they left that in the scene. So just little things like that were funny. But all these, the shark goes through here, filming it up in Menemsha. That's where all the scenes with the orca and all that. And then Oak Bluffs, you have the mechanical shark. That's where they have that little mannequin gets chewed up and body parts flying everywhere. But we were just little kids. It was fun making it, and people were like, were you afraid of the movie? No, I was afraid of freezing my 12-year-old ass off in that movie. But anyway, for Tylord, for Zomberry, Zombie, and L, good luck on your rank in the movie Jaws. And that's coming from someone that, I went in one side of Jaws and came out the other. So I was eaten by Jaws 50 years ago. Have a Jawsome ranking, you guys. Enjoy from the Dead Alice Kintner, Jeff Voorhees, here on Martha's Vineyard, Amity Island. You guys have a good one.
Man, there we go. You heard it from Alex Kintner himself.
Cool. That was the new highlight of my life. Alex Kintner is my name.
I feel like as soon as he said Tylord's name, you could have hit that key for.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Was there anything moving south of the border, Tyler?
That shirt looks a little scrunched.
Thought I was hearing.
Yeah, I had to walk away for a minute.
Yeah.
I can right up them shorts.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Very cool. Very cool.
But that's another scene that was underrated. When he dies.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And then it shows like the shark kind of like it almost like he
Dude, it looks
gator
so
rolls
good.
him
Like,
or something.
It does like a gator roll. Yeah, dude, it's so scary.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. You can't see it as well as the boat guy, but that one was just because it's kind of in the shadow, like the sun is shining and you only see the black. It looks so good.
I think since Zombiejlt1's least favorite kill, Jeffrey Voorhees just brought it up, the dog. I was no, he eats the dog. That's such a bummer.
I had a dog like that when I was a kid, a big black Labrador.
Yeah.
But they didn't show that. I mean, at least with Alex, they kind of do. And
Yeah.
behind the scenes, you can see the whole death, how they filmed.
Yeah, it was even more graphic. Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of gave the dog the treatment of the mom from Friday the 13th, the final chapter, where you don't see the mom die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Zomberry? You have a least favorite death?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about because of the character, it was probably his. But least favorite death it might be the two scuba divers that break into the SeaWorld in part 3. That
was bad. Yeah,
they kind of just go under, like it's sucked under. You don't.
Yeah,
there's not really
like that was just that was just like tacked onto the movie or something. Like, we don't have enough kills, so they tacked on that. And I think that was Jeffrey Kramer's voice that does Hendrix. Like, they were all overdubbed. It was so fucking cheesy. Didn't it sound like Hendrix? All their voices, those little guys getting chomped on.
Yeah, you got the one guy like just disappears under the water, and the other guy's like, "Where'd you go? Where are you?"
Yeah, that was
and
so stupid.
And then the boat gets hit. He goes under, and it's 2 kills right there that are just terrible.
Since you brought up the question, which one's your Zombiejlt1 least favorite kill?
I would have to say Quint. But
he's our boy.
Yeah, because he's their guy.
Yeah.
But also, I find it very poetic in a way because when we see them all at that scene and he's reliving his experience on the
Indianapolis.
The Indianapolis, it kind of foreshadows that. I think we think a shark's probably gonna do him in.
Yeah.
It ends up being just that, but it's not. If you take the perception that Jaws or Bruce or whatever you want to call him is not a normal shark, that it took an almost supernatural shark to do Quint.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the cool part of it. But yeah, I hate seeing him go every time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Is that your least favorite one, Tyler? Least favorite death?
Yeah, that one, and I really love little Marge, that cute little girl. Oh, she's I don't know if she's underage. When I was a kid, I had a crush on her. The one that was taking care of Sean, and she got swallowed whole. On Jaws 2. That poor cute little girl, Marge, in Jaws 2, when she got swallowed whole by the shark, when she risked her life to save Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I think we would have never talked to whoever was on this podcast and didn't pick the original Jaws as your number one.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't be able to invite them back on, but but we went through them all.
Yeah.
But Zomberry and Tylord know this. I don't know. I don't think Zombiejlt1 knows this, but it's tradition around these parts to do a little trivia game at the end of the podcast before we wrap it up. So we're gonna watch the original Jaws trailer and come back and do a little trivia game here.
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil gave him Jaws.
Oh.
From the best-selling novel, Jaws. Rated PG. Maybe too intense for younger children.
Man, I did not know that was PG until you guys mentioned that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Before we get started on the quiz, though, I wanted to mention the novel. They mentioned it's based on the Peter Benchley novel. I really love this thing, but man, this is like one of the few instances where the movie surpasses the novel.
Really?
I don't know what you guys think.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What says you, Zombie? I'm not much of a reader, so I can't.
I've never read it.
I can't say anything.
This is definitely an instance where the film would surpass the novel in many ways, because the novel definitely has a bunch of filler I could do without. I cared more about this poor town being wrecked by the shark, not this other, behind the scenes, like what happens with the affair and the mob connections, all that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I guess when he wrote it, he felt like that was adding to it, but I didn't care for all of that personally, and I think that the novel makes me hate certain characters as a result.
Oh yeah, Hooper's
Yeah, whereas the movie, just you watch it and you feel for these characters, even if they don't have a very long screen time.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely say this is where the film outdoes the novel in many ways, including the original book art, because it's so boring to look at, but the movie poster makes this shark look like an animal out of hell. Like, this is the demon shark.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare, right? For the movie to outdo a book.
Yeah. On the other hand, the Hank Searles sequels, I think they might be as good or better than the movies. The Hank Searles sequels, these are badass.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I asked the Billster, my new assistant, my Jamie, my Ed McMahon. I was waiting for more hey-os.
Oh,
that is correct, sir.
That is correct.
And so he's gonna do a trivia. He looked up a trivia.
All right.
So whoever gets the most points wins the trivia. But don't blurt out the answer. You gotta say "got it."
Okay.
If you got it, and I'm gonna try to watch. Whoever says "got it" first, I'll call on you, and then you guess it. You don't lose any points if you get a question wrong. So you can take a guess. But if you get the question right, you're gonna hear the Jaws from Jaws Revenge roar. Here we go. If you got it wrong, you're just gonna hear Tylord roar.
That's pretty accurate.
All right, so go ahead. Take it away, Billster.
Well, as you guys know, I try to pick the best questions here. Obviously, they might be easy for you. I don't know. I try to pick hard ones, but here we go. How many people were killed by the shark in the movie Jaws, the first movie?
Tylord, I think, was first. How many people?
Okay. Well, counting Ben Gardner, it was 4 and 1 dog.
I don't know. Well, my answer here says...
Wait, don't say it. If he didn't get it, say he doesn't have it.
Well, what I got here says he doesn't have it.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
That is incorrect, Tylord. All right, Zombie, what's next? Zombie JLT.
6 people, not including the dog.
Wow.
No?
Did not get it.
Wow.
Zomberry.
I guess by default, I'll say 5 right in the middle.
That is correct.
Oh, what the?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our guy with the leg, huh?
Could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Zomberry. Sneaky
Yeah, right
in.
on. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Zombie's on the board with 1.
We're going to go a little more technical on this next question here. What is the run time of the movie Jaws? Approximately.
Got it.
All right, Zombie JLT.
Okay.
Called got it.
No Googling.
Shoot. Let me see.
I guess we can say whoever gets closest.
Yeah, whoever gets close. The Price is Right rules.
Yeah.
Whoever gets
I know
closest.
approximately not.
I'm going to say 2 hours.
Oh, shit, what's 2 hours? Okay, so that's
an hour and 20.
We got to get everybody's answer, right?
All right,
Okay, I'm gonna say 2 hours and 5 minutes.
So Zombie JLT says 120 minutes. Tylord says 125 minutes.
Yeah.
Zomberry.
I'll go 105.
Okay. So he went with 95.
The answer is 124 minutes.
Oh, so who said 125?
That was Tylord.
Tylord, you got that one.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So Jaws, when it first came out, it actually broke the records for gross sales. So what is the estimated worldwide box office gross of Jaws? In 1975.
Zombie JLT.
Approximately.
Zombie JLT.
100 million.
Next.
All right, so we're closest. We'll do closest.
We'll do closest.
Okay, well, 87.
87. All right, Tylord with 87. Zomberry.
I'll go 122.
The estimated worldwide box office gross of Jaws is around 470 million.
So who got the highest? Who got the highest? Who said 107? Or?
That was Zomberry.
Zomberry?
122.
All right, Zomberry.
It was broken by Star Wars in 1977 that did over 500.
So we'll do 10 questions. I don't know if you have enough to fill up 10, but we'll go 10.
I think so.
All right.
All right. This might be an easy one. Let's see. On the flip side, what is the estimated worldwide box office gross of the Jaws: The Revenge?
I got it.
We'll get everyone's guess. See who's closest.
Okay. I think it was just over what I think it was just over what they cost to make the money. I think it was like 25.
25 for Tylord.
Yeah. No.
He's saying over.
I might
He's
be
saying
wrong.
over.
Yeah.
25 for Tylord.
I might be wrong. Yeah.
Zombie JLT.
I'm gonna say about 500,000.
500,000. Tylord with 25 million. What about Zomberry?
I'll say 34.
34. Okay.
Who's closest?
Jaws: The Revenge grows approximately 51 million worldwide.
Zomberry.
All right.
So we have a brother shark in Tylord. We got a street shark in Zombie JLT. And we got a magazine shark from what we learned. Magazine shark and Zomberry. Okay. Zomberry's in the lead right now.
Yeah.
All right. What was the original ending of the novel Jaws compared to the ending in the movie?
I got it.
All right, Tylord.
Tyler called it.
Okay, in the movie, he put the tank in the mouth. Of course, we know that he shoots the tank and it blows up. In the novel, they shoot the hell out of it with guns and shoot it with spears, and it's all covered with harpoons. It's coming towards Martin at the end, but it dies before it gets to him. Is that something like that?
Well, this is the answer right here.
Yeah.
And the original ending of the novel.
I think it's more who dies at the end, I guess.
Oh, okay. Hooper dies and Quint dies.
And in the novel?
Okay.
Or in the
yeah,
movie?
in the novel, yeah.
In the novel.
Is that correct? Brody and Hooper die. All right, we give it a Tylord.
All right.
All right, so we're halfway
Although
through.
doesn't Quint drown?
Yeah, Quint drowned. You kind of like Captain Ahab's.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, I got in the original ending of the novel Jaws, both Brody and Hooper die, whereas in the movie Brody survives and kills the shark. So
Brody doesn't die in the novel.
Doesn't? Oh well.
ChatGPT lied.
ChatGPT you lied to. All right, we'll still give it. So it's Zomberry. We're halfway through. Zomberry has 3.
All right.
Tylord has 2. Zombie, you need to get on the scoreboard, pal. All right. Next.
We talked a little bit about the music. Who composed the musical score for Jaws?
Got it.
Tylord by a smidge.
Sorry, Zombie. John Williams, of course.
The musical score was Jaws was composed by John.
All right, Tylord and Zomberry tied at 3.
All right. You know, the movie did pretty well. How many Academy Award nominations did Jaws receive? And what were they?
I know one of them.
All right, we'll go whoever gets closest then to how many nominations.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right, Zombie JLT. How many you think it got nominated?
For sure, best picture, best score,
Yeah.
and I want to say cinematography or editing.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
So you're going with 3 or 4?
Yeah, 4. And then sound.
So is your pick 4 nominations or 5?
4.
4? Okay. Who wants to? Tylord, how many you think?
I don't know. I'll just say 3. I think Zombie's right, but I'm not sure. All I know, I think it did actually win musical score, right?
All right, so 3, 4. What you got, Zomberry?
Yeah.
And I have no idea, and I'm just gonna go with 2, and I'll say best picture and best score.
Okay, I think the winner would be Zombie. We got 4 nominations. You got best picture, best film editing,
1, 3,
and then best sound. You're missing 1 though, which is best director.
There you go.
But that's close
Oh
enough.
yeah. Okay.
All right, Zombies on the board with 1. All right.
At least 1.
Yeah.
This should be a good one for you guys here.
Yeah.
Which Jaws film has the lowest rating on Rotten Tomatoes?
I got it.
Got it. We all know.
Yeah, we know.
I think that was like who said it first? Was it Zomberry or Tylord? It was between you guys.
Give it a Zomberry.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I don't know if we're in the same time. 1, 2, 3.
We can see.
Oh, Zomberry.
All right, we're gonna go with part 4, The Revenge.
Jaws: The Revenge has the lowest rating of the Jaws.
Yeah.
So right now it's Zomberry 4, Zombiejlt 1, Tylord 3.
All right, we spoke about this earlier. I believe Zombie did. What is the nickname given to the production difficulties experienced during the film of Jaws?
Tylord got it. Let's see if he's got it.
Oh, Bruce.
I don't think so. Well, I mean, that's what I got.
Okay. I thought. Okay.
I guess we got to go to the next person then, right?
Yeah, Zombiejlt I think was next. Yep. So the question was, what is the nickname given to the production difficulties experienced during the filming of Jaws?
Oh, I had that so backwards.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Might be hard. We got it. Finally stumped them.
I think there's a play written about it now. They're the name of a play.
Tylord, you're out already.
You jumped the gun.
Yeah, it's Flaws.
That is incorrect, sir. All right, Zomberry, you know the name, the nickname given to the production difficulties experienced during the filming of Jaws.
Sharking it up.
That is incorrect.
All right, so it turns out the production difficulties experienced during the filming of Jaws were nicknamed the unmaking of Steven Spielberg's Jaws, or simply the unmaking of Jaws.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
That's new.
So final question. It's Zomberry 4, 1 for Zombies JLT, and Tylord has 3. So if you get the next one right, Tylord, you send it into an overtime.
Okay, cool.
If Zomberry gets it, if Zombiejlt gets it, or if nobody gets it, then Zomberry's the champ right here.
Yeah.
You got one, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, just do one right there. Final one here.
All right. Well, damn, I think I did them all. Let's see here. One more.
A hard one.
Yeah. A hard one, huh?
I'm gonna use my psychic shark powers now.
Let's see here.
We're live, pal.
What real life event partly inspired Jaws?
Got it.
Tylord.
The 1912 Jersey Shark attack.
Someone got it right, but
oh, so close, Tylord.
So but I get the year wrong.
You got the year.
I think it's
next?
good enough.
Does somebody know the actual year?
1916.
Hey.
So
the zombies are working together against
So Zomberry, You defeated Tylord in the Jaws trivia game 4-3. Zombiejlt 2.
I did not earn that, and I feel that.
Yes, you did. You bet safe and you got it.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap things up now, but before we go, I'm gonna go around and Tylord, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube as always, Tylord or Tylord Stevenson, or I don't post much, but I'm on Instagram if you want to get a hold of me, Tylord79.
All right, very nice. Zomberry, are you gonna start YouTube at any point? Because Zomberry has a complete collection of N64 games, I think. CIB.
Yeah.
CIB?
Nice.
No, I am 3 away from a complete.
What are you missing? Which ones are you missing?
Stunt Racer, Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut.
Oh shit!
Right.
And the weird off-ball International Soccer 2000, which isn't an expensive game, but it's hard to find.
But these are all CIB? CIB?
No, they're all loose.
All loose. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I do have some extra ones to make up for that, like the special edition Zeldas and stuff, different colors.
Nice.
So I do not have a YouTube channel, but if you do want to find me, so I've got my company, Goblin Hut Games. I show a lot at gaming conventions. I've got one coming up next weekend, which will be after this airs, so it doesn't really matter. But there's one coming up Father's Day in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area.
All right.
And a couple after that.
So this is you help you set up gaming conventions, is what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right, very nice.
Hell yeah.
Zombiejlt did YouTube, but we need them to come back.
Yeah.
When are you coming back?
Yep. Oh, I keep saying I'm gonna come back this month, and just life events keep postponing that. So mostly I'm lurking in the shadows of all your guys' streams, and I pride myself on being a great male stream whore, because I'm always watching you guys. I've got at least 6 or 7 up a day. But I do have my YouTube channel, Zombiejlt1. I'm on Instagram. I'm on X with the same handle, so I'm mostly there as well. But I do plan on coming back eventually.
Very nice.
We got to get Zombie back. Like, you call me the professor, but see how much Zombie knows about Jaws. Zombie's like this with every topic. Like Zombie knows everything about every series.
Tyler was telling me, he's like, I don't know, Zombie knows his stuff. For me,
I'm just full of useless trivia. It's never gonna land me anything big.
Trivial Pursuit Championships.
There you go. We'll do a Life with Louie episode, and we'll have you guys back on and see how much Zombiejlt knows about Life with Louie. With Louie Anderson.
Life with Louie.
I'm Retro Tiburon on all the social medias, on YouTube. I do swap meet videos, the podcast, pickup videos, live streams, all that good stuff. And before we go, I'm gonna put links to everyone's stuff. So Zomberry, if you can send me like a link to your convention, I don't know if there's a website or something. Yeah, I'll put everyone's links in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening just on the audio end, I'll put it in the show notes. Everyone's links. But before we go, I'm gonna play us out with again. Tylord has become a fan of AI. Of the app, I think, called Suno, right? Suno?
Yeah, Suno, yeah.
Oh, it's Zomberry.
And don't forget, we can all be found on the Discord.
On the Discord, there you go. We'll put links to that
Discord, too. Right, yeah.
So I'll put, so I'm going to play a song that Tylord wrote about Jaws 3, but it's performed by AI.
That's right.
So we're going to listen to that to play us out. So take it away, Tylord and AI. See you guys on the other side.
Thanks for having me.
Later, guys. Thanks, buddy.
Going up in smoke because I saw some damn fish. Dreamed of an undersea kingdom since I was a boy, but the sea world speaking is my real pride and joy. Always thinking big, I'm Calvin Bouchard, gonna get the footage of the shark being captured. Mike Brody builds my toys, he's my chief engineer. A popcorn golf cart, he will surely commandeer. His lady Dr. Morgan is my lead dolphin keeper. He'll have his beeper beep, her beeper. Now listen nephew, shut the palms down, we'll suffocate the bitch now. Listen nephew, going up in smoke because of some damn fish. At a bar and cocktail lounge in the Neptune room, 50 feet below the surface of SeaWorld Lagoon. My sharks are contained by marine segregation. Salt water pumping with $1 million filtration. Got a great view off the sunken Spanish galleon, chilling with Her Majesty's favorite son, Philip Fitzroyce, and his homeboy Jack, gonna try to foil the shark attack. Now listen nephew, shut the palms down, we'll suffocate the bitch now. Listen nephew, going up in smoke because of some damn fish. Show me over man is a good man that makes some mistakes. He's working overtime to fix the sea gate. Shark missed his arm, but the rest of him got 8. His lady Charlene is gonna be irate.
You tell Shelby Overman he can take a flying leap in a rolling donut on a gravel driveway, you hear?
Now listen nephew, shut the palms down, we'll suffocate the bitch now. Listen nephew, going up in smoke because of some damn fish. Sean Brody overcoming his childhood fear in the water, kissing Kelly in his underwear. Kay and Mike cock block with the megaphone. Robbers in the water get chomped to the bone. Mama shark biting on the guests in the park, getting some revenge for the death of baby shark. Damn shark's mother's on the loose, it ain't funny. Fitzroyce's nails bomb, better save the day, sonny. Now listen nephew, shut the palms down, we'll suffocate the bitch now. Listen nephew, going up in smoke because of some damn fish.